for that. All right, we're having a pause on this one to bring you a conversation. Remember, we've been talking all morning about carbon monoxide. Did you know that from the 1st of October, all landlords in England will be legally required to provide a carbon monoxide alarm for their tenants, all right? The law applies to any space where fixed combustion appliances is present, such as a gas heater or a boiler, things like those, all right? So we need to talk about this. We're talking to Rob Lyons about that this morning. Rob, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Brilliant. Now, this is a topic that I've come across before and had conversation about before. So can you tell us about the change in the law and what impact this is going to have on landlords and on tenants?
Yeah, well, firstly, thank you very much for giving us the chance to speak to you. Yeah, we've been campaigning for changes in the law for carbon monoxide alarms for many years, and this is a huge step, a step in the right direction. So now that all landlords, as you said, that have a fixed combustion appliance, like a boiler, for example, now have to legally provide a carbon monoxide alarm to protect their tenants. So it's a huge, it's a huge push forward. I mean, in terms of 54% of homes in the UK don't have a CO alarm, so you can see there's a huge potential issue, and equally 1 in 5 homes could have at least one faulty appliance. So this is a great way of the law stepping in and taking the, it's not about should we, it's you have to now have a carbon monoxide alarm in your home to keep you safe.
Okay, so a tenant in a property, should they inform the landlord? I mean, how does this work out?
Well, the responsibility lies with the landlord, but we're very much, in terms of our campaign, we're trying to make all landlords aware of the change, but equally we're reaching out to tenants and residents of properties to make sure that they have the information and knowledge that they can reach out to their landlord who may not be aware. And we know there's lots of very reputable, respectful landlords, but equally there are some maybe aren't as diligent with things like health and safety. So by making people aware, absolutely you should speak to your landlord. If you think that you should have a carbon monoxide alarm in the property, then absolutely get in touch with them.
Now, we take a lot of things for granted right now. So the question is, how deadly is carbon monoxide? Because a lot of people come across this every day, and we probably think it won't have an impact on us. We don't even think about it. But how deadly is this carbon monoxide, and why?
Yeah, well, at lower levels, carbon monoxide will just make you feel sort of unwell. It could be mistaken as sort of flu-like symptoms, and over a long period of time, low levels of carbon monoxide poisoning can leave you very, very ill. But at high levels, where it's a very severe leak, it can lead you to unconsciousness. You would obviously collapse, and in circumstances, unfortunately, I've met many people who have lost loved ones because it's killed a member of their family. So it can be lethal.
Yeah. So back to the alarm syndrome. Then this is very important. How important is an alarm? Can we stress it?
Yeah, alarms are critical. So carbon monoxide is known as the silent killer because you can't see it, smell it, or taste it. So you wouldn't know you were being poisoned apart from feeling unwell. So one of the, even down to you may go and see your GP if it was a low level of poisoning and you're feeling very unwell, they could mistake it for, say, like I've said before, a flu-like symptom and send you straight back home to the source of the problem. Only a carbon monoxide alarm will alert you that it is carbon monoxide and you need to vacate the property and get some help straight away.
And we've heard so many stories of landlords not complying to certain rules or, adhering to what their tenants need. What happens if a landlord doesn't comply with this particular law?
Yeah, so the law is in place to keep tenants safe, and obviously there needs to be some sort of implication if people don't comply. So there's a £5,000 fine for the landlord, but that's for each property. So if you're a landlord who has 100 properties, you can imagine, or more, it can rack up very quickly. So the first reason to want an alarm should be to do the right thing to keep your tenants safe, but hopefully the risk of a fine should incentivize those that maybe aren't so diligent at health and safety.
So, Rob, what else would you like to see in place right now to protect more tenants and people in general from carbon monoxide?
Yeah, well, this is a great step forward. It's taken many years of campaigning and lobbying to get to this point, but I still feel that the UK and Wales, for example, are behind Scotland. So in Scotland, this rule applies to all homes, so it's not just rented properties. So clearly, you can imagine if you live in Scotland, you are much more likely to be safe from carbon monoxide. So we'd like to see this go one step further and match the Scottish regulations and keep England and Wales as safe.
Okay, so I know we are busy this morning. What website can we go to get some more information about this research and the conversation we're having?
Yeah, absolutely. We've created a campaign website which has got everything you'll need to know, from the symptoms, what the rules are, and equally how to find the right carbon monoxide alarm. So if you visit www.coalarmssavelives.com, you'll find everything you need.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, Rob, it's a pleasure talking to you this morning. I know we've been a bit short, mate, but it's just one of those things. But we got the message across anyway. So thanks for talking to us this morning, and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
You're welcome. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I was in conversation with Rob Lyons, and we were talking about a new research that's out today, and the research is talking about carbon monoxide and the landlord responsibility for fitting one in their properties, and this law comes into place in October. And as Rob said, we can actually go to www.coalarmssavelives.com. Okay, got to remember that. Right, folks, let's continue the vibe of the heart of the north of the city.